opinions stated in this podcast do not reflect the opinions of the Alestle or SIUE as a whole. Welcome back to another episode of Alestle After Hours, our now weekly podcast after the start of this semester. Sam here and joining you, and today we have a very special guest. Joining me in studio is Anna Schleyhan, who is the president of the ASL Club here at SIUE. Anna, how are you today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking.
And thank you for joining. You are our second club guest. Now, I'm not going to lie, I kind of am breaking my own rules. Granted, it's my show, so I kind of can break my own rules. I mentioned that we were going to try to have on some university administrators or professors that are doing cool research. That fell through. However, Anna, who was supposed to be my guest last week, unfortunately could not make it, and so we're going to fill in the void there and just run with that. And it's my show. It's my rules. I can do whatever I want. No, that's not true. There's still a process, even though I'm not part of the, editorial writing staff. So Anna, thanks for joining. Obviously, this is only our second time we've had a club in studio. Last week we had the Mass Comm Club. If you haven't listened to it, you should go. And this week we have ASL. And the reason I wanted to invite you on is because the Alestle has done a lot of stories about ASL, and I know the program is relatively new here at SIUE. So not only can we talk about the club, we can kind of talk about the program as you are a student there too. So lots to talk about, but let's get to know you first. Just tell us about yourself a little bit.
Yeah, again, my name is Anna. I am currently a junior majoring in speech-language pathology and audiology. I am very interested in ASL courses, and after college, I'm hoping to work in the medical setting as a speech-language pathologist with pediatrics, so hopefully I will be able to really utilize my ASL skills through that.
Very cool. Can you explain your major? For someone who has a very small brain and only understands black and white.
No,
Help me understand.
For sure. So I like to explain it the easy way for other people to understand, kind of like a speech therapist. So say a kid calls the color red, wed. We would kind of help guide that to fix those articulation and phonological things. So.
Very cool.
Yeah,
I think I need
terms.
I need to get in contact with you more often. You can help me correct for my broadcasting, my live streaming. Yep. I'll have to listen back and be like, man, how many words do I really mess up? That's really cool. And you said you wanted to work in pediatrics. What really made you want to do that with this skill?
Kids have just always really pulled on my heartstrings. I just love to be able to work with kiddos, and instead of them already having they start off younger with a language disorder or something, just having the heart to just want to truly help them become the best version of them through their communication, because communication is key, whether that is verbal communication, signing, like the ASL Club, and courses, or using an AAC device, which is a talking device for those kiddos who might be nonverbal. So yeah, I just really have the heart for helping kids to be able to utilize that communication the best that they can. Yeah,
you're talking to a mass comm student. You said communication is key, and I had PTSD from all the classes I've had. You're so right. And that's really neat. It's a really neat profession, a very unique niche in the profession too. It's very cool. I definitely respect the wanting to help kids for sure. I agree with you on that, helping out as much as you can. Let's talk a little bit about the club. That's why you're here. Let's get to the meat and potatoes of this.
Yes, let's do it.
So you are obviously the active club president. How long have you been club president, by the way?
Just since fall of 25.
Okay.
But I have held a exec board position ever since the club had started.
Very cool. And what did you start with?
Secretary.
Okay, so you've been in the nitty gritty all this time.
Yeah.
Very nice. I am the vice president of Mass Comm Club, and it's a lot of work.
Yeah, it can be for sure. Yep.
So I understand the pain, and our secretary does a great job. I'm sure you had a lot of responsibilities as well. Let's talk about the club's origin, though. Do you want to kind of describe how ASL started at SIUE?
For sure. So again, ASL, or I don't know if I touched on this, but ASL courses started the spring of my freshman year. So that would be spring of 2024. And we just had like a very fun class. Everyone was just so engaged and like truly willing to learn sign. And then as we went through our ASL class, we also just picked up on a lot of the culture behind ASL. So it's not just signing. There's also a very big in-depth culture that comes behind that. And that was beautiful for all of us to learn. And we just really wanted to find a way to dig deeper into that. So at this point in time, we only had one ASL course. And there were two girls, Emily and Ella. They really wanted to start a club on campus because we wanted that culture and just their form of communication to just be put out there. So then they went through the process, the long, lovely process of starting a club here.
I understand. I was there too.
Oh, yeah. So, write up a constitution, all that fun stuff. And then we finally were able to kick it off in fall of 2024. And then that year again, I had the secretary role, and another speech path girl who had graduated now, Emily, was our president.
Very cool. Very nice. So I guess tell us a little bit about what the club's goals or mission. You kind of touched on it, but give us a little more to go off of.
Yeah. I personally think our goal and mission holds a lot of stuff within it. It's very, very important. And I'm just very grateful to be here to be able to talk about that more so others can also hear about it. So the goal for our ASL Club at SIUE is to really just create an inclusive space for people of all different skill levels of ASL to come learn and practice American Sign Language while building a deeper understanding of the culture, of deaf culture. So we focus on breaking communication barriers, promoting accessibility, and connecting students with the deaf and hard of hearing community. I think that is the heart of the ASL Club, is we are able to get those in the deaf community to come, and our students are able to interact with them. So it's very immersive, and you're not just practicing sitting down in a classroom. And at its core, our club is just really about learning, inclusion, and just creating meaningful connections through language that is not our first language.
Very cool. Okay, so I was doing my homework as much as I can outside of my regular homework, and I saw one of the events that you guys have is called Sign and Bites, and I thought this was really interesting. I saw some of the pictures. It looks really neat in the muck, but I kind of wanted your firsthand experience telling about like what this event is and kind of what you guys do there.
Yeah. So our Sign and Bites, man, we had a hard time trying to find a name for this.
It's really good, by the way. I don't know who came up with it, but I
think AJ did. Alyssa Miller, go girl. She helped us come up with that name. But yeah, it took a lot because there are a lot of other colleges that have something similar to this. Mm-hmm. So we wanted to make a unique spin off of it.
Well, it's a great name, by the way.
Awesome. Good to hear. But yeah, those Sign and Bites have come a long way from when we first started. When we first started, again, we only had one ASL class. So it was very small, maybe like 3 people from the deaf community would come. It's just a way. So in our ASL courses, we have to write a deaf interaction report paper. So that is just encouraging students to go out and to be immersive in the community. And then you just write about your experience about it. And our ASL class, we're really, I guess this kind of goes back to the origin, but we were just really lacking the opportunity to be able to go out and do that. So we thought the ASL Club could provide that. So that's where these Sign and Bites come in. It's just a space where you're able to eat if you want. Not many people do even bring food, but it is in the muck most times. So that's where that comes in. But yeah, no, it's a big community of us coming together. We play silent games. So like some fun games in their culture that they like to play. We introduce that to those of us who are hearing and just get to learn that way, and those in the deaf community just like introduce themselves, tell us about their background, how their education experience was, because again, those of us who are hearing, we can't even imagine how their life could have been growing up in the school. So what better way than to be able to educate ourselves on that, to then be able to spread that around campus itself.
Very cool. I guess with building off of events, is there anything upcoming that the club has planned or that is looking forward to sharing with which could be a platform for you to get that message out.
Yes, we have a lot coming up. Again, we do have those sign-in bites. Those are usually on the third Monday of every month. On the first Saturday of every month, we're starting our ASL Club SIUE Saturday socials. So this is just more of a fun, craft nights, game nights, a movie night, stuff like that on Saturdays. And then on the second Monday of every month, we hold our ASL Club meetings, but diving more into actual events that we have. We are having a winter ASL workshop with the Access department on February 20th and 21st. So that's super cool. There should be some flyers about that you guys can see. We are also going to show a movie called Deaf President Now. It's a documentary film about a protest that happened back in the day, not too long ago, because I would be age dating Jerry, one of our professors. But one of our professors was actually a big part of that documentary and protest. And he actually was in this documentary, not just videos from the past, but he went and filmed current day. And so we just want to really show that and to our students here on campus. So we will have that in April. And then we're going to have a silent bingo event. And yeah, we just have a lot of different stuff going on.
No, and speaking about that documentary for a moment, if you're interested before watching the documentary, Michael Kate Castleman, it's not Castleman anymore. She got married. Michael Kate Reynolds. I'm so sorry, Michael Kate. I'll edit that
married.
out. Yeah, yes, she is happily married now. Michael Kate Reynolds, our managing editor at the newspaper, actually did a story on him and interviewed him.
Oh yes, Jerry.
Yes, so if you can read about that on
for sure
on the newspaper's website. Okay, Anna, that's a lot of information. I'm sure you've probably sold thousands of people at this point, but I guess I want to ask you now more for you. What have you really taken away from being a part of ASL Club?
Yeah, I have taken away a lot. I just, as a whole, have just become such a more well-rounded human and student. But yeah, the main thing is just that communication goes far beyond spoken language. That is key. And being a part of the club has just really helped me grow, not in just my ASL skills, but also in my awareness of deaf culture, accessibility, and inclusion. I've learned how important it is to just be intentional, patient, and respectful in the ways that we do communicate. Don't be quick to assumptions or turn my head, right? Just really have that patience and respect in trying to communicate with others. And just more than anything, ASL Club has just given me a sense of community and shown me how language really does bring people together and create meaningful connections. So
very cool. Okay, well, let's switch over from the club into this department a little bit. You've talked about it here and there, but I really want to get your thoughts on just, again, it's new. You said it started in the spring, and I'm going to take it personal for a moment. So what were you planning to integrate into that when you first arrived at SIUE? Were you hearing about this department that might be, and then yes, I'm going to do this? Or, or did it happen in fall and you're oh, I want to do that?
Yeah, so I honestly have always been terrified of learning a new language other than my own. It really, you do have to put in that work, and because you don't want to butcher the language either, right? So I honestly did not think about it until fall, and how much that could have such an influence on me as a speech language pathologist in my future. I had heard word that we were going to have classes that next spring, and I was why not give it a shot? This sounds so fun. Let's see what could come from it. So I completely had a mindset shift. But yes, I forgot your question.
No, you answered it. You answered it perfectly. And it kind of carries into the next one of so now that you've got to grow up with this department pretty much from its conception. So tell us about how it's been, maybe some of the rough spots, but also some of the great benefits you've had.
Overall, great. Our professors, we started with one, Jerry, and then now we have two others, Thomas and Ty, and they're all amazing. They just genuinely care and want students to succeed. They really do put students first, and they slow down when you ask them to slow down. They'll repeat when you ask them to repeat. Like, they genuinely just want you to learn their culture and their language. So it's just a beautiful thing with professors. It's been a little difficult trying to get some of like higher up faculty to understand the importance of ASL and the communication and just the culture behind it, because as mentioned before, the deaf community does have a culture of their own. And it is important that SIUE does stay true to wanting to be diverse for all cultures. I think sometimes that ASL culture, like those of the deaf community, their culture can like kind of just be walked past and kind of forgotten about, but like they do have a culture of their own, and I am very passionate and strong-willed for that to be something that is more known here on campus, and mainly for like higher up faculty to understand, because we do want to have an ASL minor. I don't know if you want me to go into that, but I have a lot to say about that.
No, go ahead. It's up to you.
So an ASL minor would be incredibly valuable at SIUE, because we already do have students from so many different majors that are taking ASL. Everything from speech language pathology and audiology to criminal justice to healthcare, education, psychology, all different types of majors taking ASL, which is just such a beautiful thing. Having an ASL minor would allow those students to formally apply their ASL skills into their future careers, whether that's working with clients, patients, students, just the community. It's a practical and real-world skill that crosses disciplines, and offering a minor would just really strengthen communication and accessibility and just an overall like cultural competence across multiple different professions. And again, it's not just about language. I think that's something that gets like, that's what people are quick to assume. It's not just about language. It's about preparing students to better serve different diverse populations, no matter what field they go into.
Very cool. Well, I hope for the future of ASL here at SIUE, they get a minor. That would be really neat.
Yes, it would be awesome.
And it takes students like you and also the department to speak out for that. So it's very...
Yes, we are trying.
Yeah,
we are trying.
That's great. Happy to hear it. Hopefully it will go somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay, Anna, that was a great overview of ASL. I think you've given us everything we can to talk about it. And now we segue into probably the part you're wondering the most about. What is this obsessions that is at the bottom of my...
I was wondering.
So this is the thing. So now that we have new guests on, I have to explain this long-standing tradition here on Alestle After Hours before I was even producer. And it used to be very difficult because it was a weekly podcast and then went to every 3 weeks, and now we're back to a weekly just this semester. So this makes this a lot easier. But basically, yes, this section is the departing part of our show, and it's what have you been obsessing about in the last week. You can see that I have mine, and that is short film pre-production. I'll go briefly.
Yeah, go for it. Let's hear it.
This is for those pictures that you mentioned on my Instagram.
Okay.
It's a production class, and we are required to produce like 2 videos. For those that know, it is Global Village. We actually had Corey Byers on the show. You should go listen to that episode too. Sorry, I'm just going to keep promote.
Shameless.
And so that is, I actually wrote my first film script.
Wow.
Yes, so we'll see. It could flop.
Well, I'll go check it out.
No, yeah, in theater. No, I'm kidding. It will not be in theaters. Do not go looking. One day. Don't go looking for it. But basically, that's been my obsession of this last week. Literally my life for the last week.
Okay.
But it could be anything. It doesn't have to be. It could be like your favorite coffee of the week, or your favorite show, or anything. Go ahead.
Yeah. So at first I was thinking class related.
Oh, don't do that. That's just.
I was going to say our honors class, Sam.
Oh, okay.
But since you said that,
well, no. Actually, now hang on, because our professors might listen to this. They're gonna think I'm bashing our class.
They might. Professor Ryheld and Dr. Hecht, if you're listening, I would say my obsession this past week has been songs of suffering.
It was. I was going to talk to you about this after. It's been a really good. It's been a really good, interesting class.
It is.
Sorry, we'll spare our...
It's amazing. But I guess for the sake of like fun, I love to be my own barista at home.
Oh, okay.
I have an espresso machine, so it does make like a shot of espresso, double shot of espresso, and then I'm able to just like be my own fun Starbucks barista at home, and it helps me save some money and not go out and buy myself coffee all the time.
I admire
And it's fun. And my roommate likes to also try and be
Yeah,
a barista for me.
I was just about to ask, who has experienced this? Who do you make it for? Is it just a private
Yeah, so
thing?
actually one of my roommates despises coffee, but she likes to make it for me. She'll find videos and she
Interesting.
likes to make it for me. But I'll make it for my other roommate sometimes. I'm just quick to make it for myself.
Yes, it's all for you.
Yeah.
I'll give you the story. I've told this before, but I still live at home, and my dad wakes up before my mom and I, and he makes the coffee. And so my mom and I have been very spoiled to wake up to a full pot of coffee.
Oh, it's so amazing.
It is.
I should make other people some coffee more.
No, I'm not trying
One
to.
takeaway.
I'm not trying to guilt you into that. I was expressing the desire for greed of your.
Yes,
Well,
it is.
but you're right. It's such a money saver, though.
It is. It really is. Yeah.
That's like-
more bang for my buck.
That's becoming a theme on this podcast, everyone. If you're not listening enough, stop buying coffee. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Well, Anna, thank you so much for being on. I appreciate you talking about ASL Club. Obviously, it's clearly a growing subject here at SIUE, and
Yeah.
and it's nice to get your message out. I hope you enjoyed
Yeah.
it as
Thank
well.
you so much for having me. I greatly appreciate it.
Of course. Now, if you are listening and you haven't listened to all the episodes I already suggested, you should go do that. But you can also listen to Alestletics, where Audrey O'Rennick and myself talked about SIUE sports. I can tell you what we talked about. Today we talked about men's basketball, so you should go check that out. And if you are curious for what's next week going to be like, where are the editors that normally are on the show? They will be back next week. They are not gone. They haven't disappeared off the face of the earth. Don't worry. So we will have our normal editors show next week. I'm not going to tell you who's going to be on because I don't know, but they'll be back. I can promise that. As well as Alestletics will be back out next Saturday at 10 a.m. As for now, check out all of our social media on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and you can listen to this podcast on YouTube as well as on Spotify. So for now, that will leave us for the week, and I'll see you next week. Bye.